it would be interesting to know that the context has been set that we all are okay with staying in physically gated places. Our societies are all physically gated, but yet we don't have a problem to be digitally exposed. And this dichotomy is the underlying problem with surveillance and privacy. I want my privacy physically, but I don't mind being surveilled if it is based upon a digital community. Now, this context is the problem which has actually polarized all of us. Should we have it? Should we have it? Is it good? Is it bad? Now, these questions are basically so typical of what I call a stochastic experience. That is, it comes up, Snowden happened, everybody was absolutely shaken. Oh my God, this can happen. But then when Pegasus happened, nobody was shocked. They're like, hota hai. Now the way we have reduced the kind of reaction we should have to this privacy being removed has slowly been blunted by technology. And that is where the problem is, and that is what we need to understand. And I think that comes from the fact that our understanding about surveillance and privacy is very, very different. When we talk about it, we tend to talk about it in homogeneous terms. We assume that the other is talking about or thinking about it in the same context, but it's not. It's different. And it is these layers of difference between surveillance and privacy that again gives the leeway to the power holder, whether it's the state or whether it's the corporation, to be able to permeate our lives. And that is why we need to address that as well. And interestingly, when you talk about surveillance, the best surveillance tool that Delhi police has used is neighborhood watch scheme before CCTV cameras came. Now that was something that everybody was very happy about, without realizing that they say, hey there, you can put anyone under surveillance. So the neighborhood auntie, the neighborhood uncle, the children, everybody was supposed to be saying, kuch kya sahi aur kya galat hai. Now that kind of surveillance is acceptable, but CCTV camera surveillance is not acceptable. Now when did CCTV camera become very important? Because everybody is now on their gadgets. So you don't know who's traveling with you in the train, in the metro, or who's walking next to you. In fact, many times people don't even remember what is the bag they were carrying. They themselves don't know that. Okay? Now when you have blunted your understanding, your awareness to this level, you have given the right to CCTV camera to enter your life. Now it is this logical permeance of technology in our lives that has given apparently the rationale to have the surveillance in place. Okay, and the best way to understand this is there's one person known as Jeremy Bentham who is said to have made prison very, very humane. Now he actually didn't make it very humane. What he did was that he said that what is the best way to have surveillance in the prison is to have the panopticon. Now that panopticon is what this technology is all about, okay? It's basically saying that I can see you, you can't see me. And it is this invisibility that has made people absolutely immune to the idea of surveillance. And this invisibility is what most activists, most advocates of privacy and against surveillance keep trying to highlight, but people keep saying, oh, how do I live my life? Because every time you download an app, what does it ask? Give access to your phone booth, give them the right to make calls, etc., to read the SMS, and you say, okay, kar dete hain. But once you've done that, do you imagine what all you've given away? But that is Google, that is Apple, so I don't have a problem. But when the police one is taking it away from me, I have a problem. Now this difference is then used by the state to say, usse problem nahi hai, to isse kyun problem? Now this is physical and that is metaphysical apparently. So now this is another context that we need to think about, and largely this power that is being circulated around is known as the disciplinary power that Foucault talked about. Now Foucault talked about three powers. absolutist. He talked about absolutist power, which was by the monarchy, the judicial power, which Justice Chandrameshwar will be talking about, and I'm going to be talking about the disciplinary power. Now, it is that disciplinary power that technology is using. So, if Zomato is now telling you which food to order and when Chroma is going to tell you that, hey, it's time to replace your AC, or if XYZ is saying, now it's time to do this, that's surveillance. That is surveillance of your most private desires that we are letting be, but we don't react. Now, if you're not reacting to it, I think that's a huge, huge problem. Okay, so this invisible gaze of digital hits is something that needs to be now regulated, and that is where accountability comes in. Okay, and that accountability will not come from the powers up there, the corporations, it will come from us. And how will it come from us? Stop downloading apps. Stop making your life so easy. Start working hard. Because the lesser gadgets you have and the lesser you have to use your mental faculties, the more will be the surveillance in our lives. Okay? So, the surveillance is normally seen as being top down. It is done by a power. But many a times, surveillance is also bottoms up. You know, there are people below you who are keeping tabs on you. So I remember one constable telling me, "Madam, आप जब देखो हमारी तरफ उंगली पॉइंट करते हो, आपने कभी अमीर वालों के ड्राइवर से बात की है?" So I was like, "Why should I talk to them?" And they're like, "वो बता देंगे आपको, बहुत सारा किस्सा." So I'm like, okay. So then that bottoms up surveillance that exists, that is also minefield of information. But we completely negate it because it's bottoms up. Because surveillance from the power holder is credible, but surveillance from the bottom is not so credible. But what we are victims of is horizontal surveillance. And that horizontality, which is cutting across all of us, is technology. So that's another reason to understand that surveillance is not homogeneous. So I would basically try to bring about the understanding that contemporary surveillance is asymmetrical, and it's a place where you are seen, but I do not see who's seeing me. And the data capture that I'm giving to them is giving permission for the corporations to use with the power holder that in 1981, not 1981, technology was not so strong, so I would say in 2001, this is where she was, and today in 2023, this is what she's doing, and there is a data footprint that showed that she was about to do this. Now, this data footprint, as has already been pointed out, is the bias of the person who has done the coding. Now, where is there any guideline that people who are doing the coding do have human rights training, do have social sensitivity training, that they are diversity congruent? Do we know about that? No. So we probably need to get down to all those data centers, we need to get down to all the computer scientist education places and say that you need to start doing that. If we don't do that, it's just reaction to action that has taken place, but there will be no solution to what we are doing. And if you don't have a problem with data misuse by the corporations, the state will definitely turn around and say, why do you have a problem with me if I'm doing it in the name of security? Now, security is the biggest consumable that everyone will take over. And whatever surveillance is happening in the name of security. Now, which security are we talking about? My personal security or national security? You are not clarifying that. And if you're not clarifying that, and if crime rates are escalating despite your CCTV cameras, with security, and why should I agree or understand that your surveillance is further safeguarding? So it gives me a tool as a citizen to ask whoever is doing the surveillance that give me the guarantee. Do we ask for guarantees? We don't. So we are laid back and we need to now stand up for our rights. Okay? And finally, I would say that Google's Brillo, Apple's HomeKit, smart watches. So if you are raring to be the in-person, you're also raring to give permission to someone to do your surveillance. So now you decide what you want to be, the in-person, the cool person, or the safe person. Okay, and finally, I would say it's frightening that everything is being controlled, and this control is pervasive, It's imposing, and unfortunately, we are only stuck with the absolutist power that is against the state but not against the others. We need to put checks for everyone. Thank you.